Do you believe that the only way to remember all that information in your books is by reading it over and over again for hours? What if I told you that there are 5 easy peasy hacks that will not only make it easy for you to remember, but also make it fun. So let's get going. Hey everyone, this is Chetna and you're watching ChetChat. So first of all, thank you so much for helping ChetChat reach 3 million subscribers. I love you all and looking forward to doing some more learning and fun stuff together in the coming year. And now, let's start with the number 1 memory hack, which is data vomit. Have you ever felt like throwing up? This is the body's way of saying, I've had too much, I'm pushing it out. Not able to digest so much. Similarly, information is food for our brain, and our short-term memory is like the stomach. So when we are stressed before exams, we kind of think that we need to overfeed the brain, and we study 3 to 4 hours continuously and end up sitting at our desk from morning to night. Consequently, the short-term memory box overflows. The mind has no option but to throw out everything because there is no time to digest all that information and send it to the long-term memory box. But when we stay a certain amount of time with a small portion of the information by thinking about it, sleeping over it, and pondering over it slowly, it enters our long-term memory and stays for longer. Albert Einstein once said, "It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with the problems longer." So study in small chunks throughout the year and take time to digest the information before taking in more. Avoid last-minute cramming. Moving on to technique number 2, which is secret language. Our brain has evolved to preserve what it perceives as highly important, and secret and confidential things are considered highly important to us. Like, you will never forget where you hid that complaint letter that your teacher sent to your parents, didn't you? Now, let's use this to our benefit. Example, how about we use some strange mnemonics like BMW for the 3 parliamentary sessions of India: budget, monsoon, and winter. Now share this coded language with 2 or 3 of your close friends. Remember, you can't share their meanings with too many other people except 1 or 2 friends. Your brain will automatically preserve it for having a secret conversation with your friends. For example, this year BMW will not be held at its usual time due to COVID. Try some secret coded mnemonics and share them with us in the comment section below. And shh, I promise I won't tell anyone, okay? And before we move on to technique number 3, I want to give a shout out to Ishika Gupta for leaving this super awesome message under my last video, which got many likes from you. And if you want a shout out in my next video, you know exactly what to do. Leave me a comment below with a hashtag ChetChatters. Technique number 3 is infinite fiction. Have you ever noticed that when you meet new people, you may forget the place or the occasion of the meeting, but somehow you remember how they made you feel? This is because our body remembers feelings better than facts. This is the reason we remember the details of a crime fiction Netflix show better than a random paragraph on our chapter. So, take some great moments of your life, like winning an award, maybe the best trip of your life, or the best presentation of your life. Anything full of emotions. And try to embed your new learnings into those memories. Let's take an example. You learned a regular history fact that Babur entered India in the year 1524. Now let's add some emotions to this boring fact by integrating it into a school trip memory you had last year. Now you were having this fun conversation with your friends on a bus while climbing up the hills. Imagine in the middle of the conversation you said, It's better that Babur entered India in 1524. If he had visited a few years ago, I bet we would be buying Babur products instead of Dabur products. And everybody laughed about it. Similarly, if you learned a new concept, explain it imagining your class presentation day and how everybody applauded to it. This way, you could always add emotions to your boring concepts and remember them better. The fourth technique is clearing sticky memory. Research has shown that our capacity to learn decreases as we grow up. Not because we can't absorb well, but because we cannot store well. This tells us how important it is to forget as well. But what to forget? Anything which is affecting proper storage of new memory. Most of the time, this something is unintentionally created. For example, in a certain mathematics class, you ask a very sort of idiotic question to your teacher. They made fun of you in front of the entire class and you felt humiliated. Now, researchers in Boston College say that negative emotions like fear, sadness, shame, etc. trigger increased activity in the part of the brain linked to memories. These emotionally charged memories are preserved in greater detail than happy or neutral memories to protect you against future negative events. Now, this humiliation has become a sticky memory in your mind unintentionally. Whenever you open that math chapter, you find it difficult to deal with the concepts and formulae. You don't lack the capacity to learn, but this previous emotional memory affects the storage of new memory. Refreshing perception. How about, instead of thinking of that previous experience in math as humiliation, how about you consider yourself to be brave, to ask any question that's confusing? This will automatically fade away the negative event and create a new impression of positivity. Whenever you find that you have to put a huge effort in retaining data into your memory, try changing your perception towards it. Like, why am I unable to learn this? Let's forget everything and start afresh. Or, why do I hate this so much? It's a lovely subject. That's why it's wisely said about perception. Life is not what is thrown at us, but what we make out of it. And before we move on to our last technique, let me share a link with you below to 2 other videos that we have made on memory techniques, which are surely going to help you. And now for our 5th technique, perfectly meaningless. This is my favorite. Have you ever wondered how you managed to perfectly hymn the music you heard a few years ago with perfect lyrics that you don't even understand? This is because it feels perfect without making sense to our brain. Our brain tries to make sense of everything with the help of huge historical memory. For example, to understand even a single sentence of English, we need this huge memory of alphabets, grammar, etc. and it becomes complicated for our brain to store it meaningfully. But with music and art, it just feels perfect without the brain trying to decode it, and hence it gets easily stored. So when we attach our study topics to our favorite music, poem, or some weird or unique art, our brain will easily store it in the long-term memory. For example, here's a poem for reminding you about English grammar. Nouns name a person, place, or thing, like Mary and monkey, river, and ring. In place of nouns, the pronoun sits, like he, she, I, you, they, and it. The adjective describes a thing, like magic wand and platinum ring. The verb means action, something done, to read and write, to jump and run. So I hope this video helps you learn better and perform well too. See you next Friday and happy learning!